It was fun. We had a good time and everybody liked it. But yeah, 80s movies all over again. Like, how does this keep happening? How is this? Like, we really can't even call it PSVR Gamescast Live.
Awesome.
All right. Hey guys, welcome to their Patreon exclusive episode of The Litter Box.
Hello.
It's Dez.
Hi.
That's why we love Dez.
I'm back in the poop.
You know, I don't think a lot of our new Patreon subscribers know why it's called The Litter Box.
Yes.
I think, did you come up with the name? I think it was you and Jeremy at this, like, almost the exact same time.
Yeah. We're just kicking around ideas, and it's like, oh, we're game cats in the game cast. It's like litter box. This is where all our poop goes. So yeah.
This is, and I don't know if Jeremy coined the phrase. He goes, "It's the Litter Box, where we talk about all kinds of shit."
Okay, no, that's definitely Jeremy.
Okay.
That is definitely Jeremy.
Yeah, it's like, I remember because I was with you at work, we were talking about different names, and then Jeremy sends me a text just coincidentally while we're talking about names, and he came through the litter box we talked about. I was like, Des just said the litter box. So we're like, well, I guess that solidifies it. Because nice solid poop is always preferable to something that's a little...
Oh, man, I gotta clean my cats. Ugh.
I really want a cat. I'm single again.
Yeah.
Des, I need something to snuggle with. And there's no one here to snorgy with. Where the...
Yeah.
God, I don't want to swear too much on the litter box.
Why not?
Oh, well, because I fucking say fuck all the time.
Right, but this is what the fine folks are paying for.
Yeah.
The uncut, unfiltered Brian Paul.
I'm fucking alone.
Oh.
who's all by themselves? Who is it? Who is it? It's me. Okay.
Who's fucking alone? Oh, wait, fucking alone. That's
Oh no. This.
Yeah.
I love you.
Oh.
All right. So we want to talk a little bit about this week on Litterbox. So ridiculous right now. I want to talk a little bit about bringing viewer takeover back.
Yes. You're welcome. End of story.
Right? It was one of those things where it's like when the Midnight Gamescast went away, it wasn't supposed to be forever.
No.
We told everybody, listen, we just need a little break. We need to regroup. We need to figure this out. We need to find out how Brian doesn't have to spend 35 hours a week editing something that like a very small portion of the audience cares about. Right.
And that's the thing. It's like we know the like our diehard fans. It was just so weird having like a sense like our game cats, loved the Midnight Gamescast. That's great. But if you looked at just the raw numbers, it's like, I mean, and not only that, not only were like there were less people watching that than others, you could actually see subscriber count drop
during those shows. Yeah, which is a real shame. It's like, we don't ever want to say, oh well, the channel's not growing because of this. We want to take it away.
Right.
But I do want to make sure that my time is being well spent.
Yes. Yeah.
So when we took the Midnight Gamescast away and realized that a live show was going to satisfy a lot of those needs with a lot less editing, that was the perfect time to bring PSVR Gamescast Live into the fold.
Right.
And then we realized, there were so many people who had changed their name to GameCat. There were so many people who were, like every single time Viewer Takeover aired, like I'd be at work or something, and I'd get ding, ding, ding notifications about new Patreon supporters, and so all of those things combined were a clear. They were very indicative of what brought us together as a community, what people cared about the most.
Well, and not only that, like we were figuring that, okay, when we do it live, we'll have the chat there, and that'll be the way we can kind of interact with the community and show you guys that we do actually care, we are listening. Yeah. But then we sort of realized, like, no, actually having a show called Viewer Takeover really is, putting a lampshade on it saying, no, we really, really do want you to be part of what we're doing here. Yeah.
And so my favorite thing every week is seeing a new game cat and seeing their face introduce the show. Yeah. So it's their show, and then we pick different questions, and that's the other part. We were in the live show, we were trying to on the fly find interesting questions in the chat. Yeah. Whereas like all week long, we can wait for those awesome questions to roll in and then focus on like 5 or 6 different questions on the show. And I think that is really special.
Right. And not only that, I think you actually had it there. The indicator that we were doing something wrong and now we're doing something right, those intro videos went away.
Totally.
Like no one was sending us anything.
No one wanted to introduce the live show.
Yep, no one. But then like Viewer Takeover's back, and now inbox bursting.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I got people being like, what's the date that mine's going to air?
Right.
And I was like, I've got a schedule now 4 weeks ahead. I'm like, this hasn't happened for a really long time. So it's very, very clear to us that this is something, we always want to make sure that we're giving you the respect that you deserve.
Absolutely.
People give us money.
Right.
It's still baffling to me that anybody gives us any money for anything.
And thank you.
Exactly, thank you, and that's why we're doing these episodes, of course. So because without the Patreon support, we say this all the time. Me and Jeremy say this all the time. It just feels like we're sitting here playing house.
Yes.
You know, we're sitting talking into a camera.
It's lupus.
And it's lupus?
Oh, wrong house.
It's always lupus on house. But yeah, it does. It feels like we're just like, playing make-believe.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I wish we got to talk about video games for a living, and then, just pretend, and then that's it.
Think we should turn the camera on now then?
No. Who cares? So now that Viewer Takeover is back,
yes,
I got to say, man, every Tuesday night, now, is it Tuesday? Yeah, every Tuesday night, I'm up to like 4 o'clock in the morning typing. Like this past week, something went wrong the last time I imported the Patreon list.
Okay.
And so the only way I could make it right this week was to type in each and every name one by one.
Oh, God.
And so if anybody's name is spelled wrong on Viewer Takeover, I apologize. But it's like 4 o'clock in the morning, and I'm like typing in one name at a time.
Oh.
I'm like, my eyes are like burning. I was like, this is ridiculous. But it's so laborious. It's so laborious to do Viewer Takeover because it's not 35 hours a week like when you add it all up together.
Right.
I've got it down to a science now where it still takes like 4
or 5 hours. It's only 34 now.
Well, it takes like 4 or 5 hours to do just Viewer Takeover.
Yeah.
Which is a lot. But it's worth it to us.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy that it's back. The swivel chair. I'm like, who the hell has episodes about swivel chairs? It's fantastic. But that kind of brings us to another topic.
Yes.
Like what's next? What's next for the channel? Like what are we going to bring back, or what are our goals?
Yeah, I mean, we're already to a place where, I mean, if you had asked me when I first started on the channel, if we'd ever get to 23,000 plus subscribers, I was like, well, we were, I don't know, slightly over 100, I think, at the time. It's like, oh, well, this will be a fun thing to hang out, with my new friend Brian and get. But now it's just like, oh, this is becoming a thing. Yeah. This isn't just like, oh, we're going to goof around and record a video once a week. Well, I mean, for me, it's just pop in and record a video once a week.
Yeah, there's so much. Yeah. You do enough work outside to prepare for this hour.
But I mean, but the point is now it's just like, oh, this is really a thing. Not only do we have 23,000 subscribers, which that number actually doesn't mean that much to me. We have all of you Patreon subscribers. That number means a lot to me. And that's, I mean, for me, that's why I try to make the dedication to make sure I show up here every week, at least once a week, to get this going. And now it's just like, oh, this is the thing. And where, like you said, where are we going to go with the next to make it grow, make it be self-sustaining? So
state of the channel discussion.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Start now.
Okay.
Push the button. We're at maximum output right now. With Viewer Takeover back in the fold, we are currently at maximum output. There's no way I could possibly. I'm getting out roughly 2 reviews a week.
Okay.
I'm doing maybe 1 Let's Play a week. Mm-hmm. We're doing Viewer Takeover. We're doing the live show. We're doing Why We Love. We're doing PSVR this week. Does that cover everything?
Yes.
Yeah, it's insane. It's insane. I'm like I said, Des does some work when he's not here, but for the most part, it's me sitting by myself in front of a computer or in VR pretty much nonstop.
Well, yeah, I consider like the editing is the work. The actual sitting in front of the camera, that's the easy part.
But we want to give you editing responsibilities.
Okay.
That's my mission statement here.
Yeah, no,
but we can't do that. Mm-hmm. There's no way without Parole's like my vision and like everyone else is kind of like along for the ride. But like there's at a certain point, I have to pay these people, right?
My father-in-law is still like, so you get paid for that? Like, no. Why not?
Because no one's getting paid.
Right,
for
exactly.
This. I'll Patreon that we appreciate. Patreon and YouTube ad revenue combined isn't even making up for all the times I don't go to the restaurant and work yet.
Yeah.
I'm living on a shoestring budget to make this happen with the hope that eventually it'll grow enough where where it's sustainable.
Yeah.
And so the first person I want to pay besides myself is Des. Aww. And then so we want to, because I mean, if nothing else, you've shown how committed you are to the channel, and like we want to. I don't know. I'd love to get even more content out there. And the only way, because breaking news reports sort of just disappeared.
Yeah.
Because they take like 4 hours to do this 2-minute video. And if I could get somebody who is like, all right, I've got 4 hours during the week to bust out a breaking news report. Awesome. You can film it, you edit it, and you upload it onto the channel without me even like having any part of it. Right. So between the two of us, we'll be able to like create more content for the channel, and keep the same level of quality that you've come to expect.
Yeah. For me, it's not a lack of willingness. It's just I have a lot of other stuff going on.
Well,
so
unlike me, you have a family.
Well, yeah,
kids.
But it's more for like everything I do, I have to make a cost benefits analysis and just say like, okay, like the only reason, well, not the only reason, but the main reason I started teaching fencing was because I couldn't afford to take time out of the week where I wasn't working to do something that was fun for me.
Oh.
And so it's like, oh wait, if I can do this, so I can do this thing that's fun for me and get paid to do it, that starts to make up for the time. So like when I look at magic gigs, I have to be very, because I've had plenty of opportunities that I've been like, oh, can you do this amazing mind-blowing gig with us? And it's like, this would be a great opportunity. How much are you paying? Oh, that's less than I would make at the night at the restaurant, so thanks, but no. So it's not that I don't want to be more part of a channel. I would absolutely love to, and I would love to learn to all the video editing to help kind of take some of that burden off of Brian, but at this point I can't afford to.
Right. Right. So basically we want to come up with an imaginary number.
Yes.
Which is not set in stone, but we just crunched a couple numbers.
The square root of -1.
Right. And said that when Patreon support hits around 4,000 a month.
Yes.
Is when everything starts to change.
Yes.
That's when the channel's much more sustainable. That's when we're just able to spend more time doing reviews and doing breaking news reports and doing all this kind of stuff, and so that we can both, what would you call it? The cost
benefit analysis.
That's when the cost benefit analysis works for Des.
And it's not just like, okay, it's weird like telling you folks about this because you're already the ones who are showing us you're committed and chipping in, and this isn't us saying like you need to double down and give us more.
Oh God,
no, that's not absolutely not what we're saying. But
we're just letting you peek behind the curtains,
right?
Because this is the behind the scenes stuff.
But what I would absolutely love to hear is if you have any concrete ideas of how to help us increase the Patreon support. Is there something that we're missing, something obvious that at least like, if you did X, you get a lot more people on Patreon? Because, this is new to both of us.
Oh, absolutely.
So and we want to make this a community thing. So, and it isn't just like, oh, spread the word more. Yes, that's true. But if you have like concrete actionable ideas, I would love to hear them either in the comments here. You can email either of us directly. Was it Brian at Without Parole?
No, just without parole at gmail.com. That's another thing. I definitely need to get the website up and running and give us actual.
Right. Or you can hit me up on Twitter, at Dezra, Dezrah on Twitter, or what the heck, I'll give you my email, Dezra@gmail.com.
That's a tough one.
Yeah, I know. So that's one cool name about having my name.
And I think we're not asking you to like come up with some like magical idea. We're saying we give you litter box episodes every week. We give you the MP3s.
Yes.
What would make that more appealing? What other benefits to being a Patreon supporter do you think there should be? Should there be tiers of Patreon support? This is something that I was sort of against from the beginning.
Yeah.
I was like I don't want anyone to feel like they should give us more than $1 a month. Because $1 a month shouldn't be too much for anybody. Right. And people over and over and over has said, I pay $12 a month for Netflix and I watch Without Parole more. And I was like, that's A, thank you.
Terrifying.
Right? and B, okay, I get it. But we're not asking anybody for more than $1 a month. We want to make it absolutely affordable for everyone to support the channel. Because if we could get, even half of our subscribers to give us $1 a month.
If we get half our subscribers to give $1 a month, then you're looking at 100 hours of content a week. This would be crazy.
Yeah, it would be like 2 episodes of Why We Love. I mean, I don't even know. Honestly, when suddenly our entire lives are about this channel, everything opens up. Everything's a possibility. So
Why We Love health insurance programs.
Yeah, I don't even want to talk about that. I've got 4 days to figure out what I'm doing about my health insurance.
Oh no,
it's all right. So this is an open-ended conversation that we want to let you guys in on. We don't have the magical answers, and we understand still that like no matter how big the channel gets, the Patreon support is always going to be a very small percentage of the overall number of subscribers. Right. There's no way. I don't think there's any channel in existence that has half or even a quarter of their subscribers giving them Patreon support. Right. There's no way. Most people just don't care about that.
Yeah, and that's the model of content now. You know, with audio podcasts, with YouTube channels, etc. You know, and I don't want to be in the. I like where we're at, where the revenue we have coming in is from you folks who actually care. I don't, you know, at some point we'll probably have to cross this bridge, but I hate like being sponsored completely by ads, because that's just like, oh, we put out this content that's enough to get some corporate person's attention and to put commercials on here. It's like, no, I like the NPR model. I like the podcast model. I like the you know, the idea that we're doing this because you are supporting what we're doing, because you, the audience, like what we're doing, not because we were attractive to Doritos, you know.
Although
I mean, I that being said, if they want to drop a couple million on our laps, then I will sell out faster than you can finish the sentence.
Yeah, I mean, like Squarespace and that was the mattress company that these are all things.
Casper,
Squarespace,
Casper.
Every time I watch
Blue Apron,
absolutely. Yep. Every time I watch, you know, Giant Bomb, or anytime I watch Kind of Funny, they're always sponsored by the same people.
Yeah,
it's like the same group that like apparently it must be killing it through video game sites.
Yeah, well, I mean, they do the research, and their audience is the people who watch podcasts and listen to podcasts. So, the Warby Parker.
So I mean, so at the same time, I'm like, is that something? I'm curious to know what these guys think.
Yeah.
Like, if you were suddenly to watch an episode of Why We Love PSVR, and at the beginning we go, this episode's sponsored in part by Blue Apron, and then we read like a little thing by them.
Yeah.
Like, is that such a big turnoff?
Mm-hmm.
Or is that like an acceptable route to take? I never even considered that. Like, that should be something we should be looking into, but like, I don't know. Maybe it should be.
It's weird because I mean we're so narrowly focused on PSVR. It's not even like there's a ton of accessories that are big enough for the company to actually be adding. You know. Yeah. This week brought to you by yet another really crappy stand.
Yeah, totally. All right. Well, that was just sort of a I don't know. We're just spitballing ideas here.
So I guess your action items. As Brian said, we're at maximum capacity now.
Yep.
Our goal is to have this, you know, daily live show.
Oh yeah.
If there's another kind of content you'd like to see, you know, give us an idea. If there's something you think is missing. So, any ideas for future content? No promise it's going to happen.
Nope.
2, any ideas for Patreon? How we can increase the Patreon support?
Yep.
And again, this is not us saying we want you to pay us more.
Like the opposite.
No, you are amazing. We cherish every one of you, and no, this is not that. We want to make the family bigger.
Yeah.
So if you have any concrete ideas on how to do that, and you know what, we were talking about merch. T-shirts are still in the works.
Oh God, I'm really far behind on that.
Yeah, but that's we kind of have an idea now.
God, can we instead of T-shirts, can we get like Converse printed up, like Converse All Stars?
Oh, dude, you know how much expensive that's going to be?
But it would be so much cooler than T-shirts.
So, actually, you know, and that's what I was going to say. Is there other merch other than T-shirt that you want to see? We do have the wristbands.
Mm-hmm. Still on eBay.
Still on eBay. I'm going to probably pull it down the listing and kind of change it a little bit because I figured, I'm going to make things easier for everyone. I'll just say $3 and free shipping, and that hasn't worked.
Losing money on the wristbands.
That hasn't worked out so well.
Somehow you're losing money on the wristbands, and I paid for them. So shipping is ridiculous.
It's not a big deal. It's just I love my international viewers. You guys are amazing, but yeah, it is way more expensive to ship internationally than I ever imagined.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Even to Canada.
Is it really?
Canada is stupid expensive. My Secret Santa last year was in Canada, and I'm like, oh, that's gonna be easy. I ended up spending $150 on
shipping.
40 something of that was on shipping alone.
Wow.
And I'm like, I could drive to this place in 10 hours. I was like, yeah.
Yeah, I'd still pay the 40 in shipping.
That's right.
So again, thank you for all your Patreon support. We value each and every single one of you. And because you're so committed to the channel, that's why we're reaching out to you and asking for your advice.
This is your show, folks.
Absolutely, and we want to make it as the best we can. I think you know what I think they'd want. I think they want a nice black reflective table. You know, like a nice marble table, like a nice glass top on it.
Marble and glass?
I don't know. I mean,
or just marble?
I just want it to be as reflective as possible. Oh. It's not that I dislike this table. It's like I just want a nicer one.
Wouldn't that like cause glare on the screen though?
Oh, totally. And the green screen would like to make the table disappear. But you know, we'll figure that out.
Well, what do we put their names on there?
What names?
Their names.
All of their names?
Well, if like that'll be the ultra like godlike Patreon tier.
So for like $1,000 a month.
$1,000 a month, you can have your name right there,
glowing on the table.
Yeah,
I like it.
$1,000 a month. Absolutely, tattoo your name on my forehead. No, that's not true.
10,000 a month.
That's not 10,000 a month. Then we're talking.
This is getting ridiculous. Hopefully these are not the kind of suggestions we get from you guys.
And hopefully nobody calls me on that because I am not tattooing anyone's name on my forehead.
I've got a lot of room on my butt. I will gladly tattoo each and every one of your names on my butt for the right amount of money. It's not like anyone's really seeing it these days anyway. For another episode of The Litter Box, this isn't how we end the show. Thank you guys so much for everything you do for us. We'll see you shortly. We love you all.
Bye.